Hi, welcome to another player profile from Irons United, and in today's video I'm talking about Ryan Fredericks. Yes, the right backer supreme that we bought from, or that we got from Fulham. So he was born in October, 10th of October 1992, 27, in his prime. His youth career was at Spurs, 2010. Then his senior career started 2010-2015. No appearances, no goals. He had a loan spell at Brentford, 4 appearances, no goals. Then at Millwall, and he was at 14 appearances, 1 goal. Then 14 to 15, Middlesbrough loan, 17 appearances, no goals. Then Bristol City, he was at 4 appearances, no goals, and that was 2015 as well. And then from 2015-2018, he was at Fulham. Moved over to there, and he was 106 appearances, no goals. Now 2018 he then transferred over to West Ham, as we know, 34 appearances, 2 goals. He's had a few injury issues, we know, his first season and the second season, so it hasn't been, consistent and continuous from him. He's had an England career of sorts, from 2011, under 19s, 1 appearance, no goals. Basically, he signed on a 4-year deal in 2018 for us, £40,000 a week, £2,080,000 per year. Over 4 years, that equates to 8.32 million. I mean, that's not too shabby, is it? Look, he's basically had quite a few injuries, but I think one of the issues with Ryan Fredericks, he has lots of great qualities in terms of he's lightning quick, lightning pace, and he can bomb up and down that right hand side, and he can, on certain games, produce some good quality crosses, and trouble defences. On the other hand, his productivity isn't that great all the time. He hasn't put in consistently great crosses. He's kind of fumbled quite a few times, but it's just defensive errors that he's made quite a few times as well. In lots of matches, he's had players run past him, poor positioning, so on and so forth. So he's had some great games, but he's had some really poor or average games as well. He's been prone to make quite a few mistakes, but I think fundamentally it's the injuries that has been, and his inconsistency that has let him down so far. As I say, 27 years old, he's still got a long way to go, and I personally think that we should keep him. We should keep him for another, certainly to the end of his deal, and extend him. But obviously, this is really dependent on his performances. Now, up until now, he's kind of been in and out for Zabaleta, and he kind of took over that role from Zabaleta as Zabaleta sort of faded away, really. But then Zabaleta had to be re-promoted whilst he was injured. Then Ngakia came in and started doing, having a couple of good performances as well before everything all went into meltdown for us, of course. So now Fredericks doesn't have the competition from Zabaleta, but he certainly has competition from Ngakia. So if he wants to prove himself, he really has to start delivering on the training field, but also in the performances in the matches as well. He has to show that leadership from an older head over a younger head in terms of Ngakia. So it's good that he's got competition there. It's good that Ngakia is coming up through the ranks as well. But he needs to be consistent, and he obviously needs to be injury-free as well. He's had some great games, but he's also had some really poor games, as I said. So for me, I would say revise his salary, but also just pay real attention when we start playing again, and what his match fitness is and what his performances are in those games, certainly to the end of his contract, or when contract negotiations start up again. Have a look at what the competition is in his position. Are we going to sign somebody else, or are we going to keep her with Ngakia? If you've got those two, then I think we'll be quite strong on the right hand side of defence. But obviously he's got to improve his defensive qualities as well. But anyway, let us know what you think about Ryan Fredericks and the monies that he's on and the performances that he's given. As I say, for me, he's had some great games, but he's also had some poor games as well. He's had some defensive errors, but he's scored a couple of goals as well for us. So, it's not all doom and gloom from Ryan Fredericks. But as I say, I would just like to see a little bit more. But one thing is for sure, he's got lightning pace. And in the modern game, that's what we need. We need, really super quick players to be able to trouble their defences, and especially if we're going to be on a counter attack. I think we can utilise Ryan Fredericks a lot more than in previous games, or as he would have done under Pellegrini, let's say. But I think under Moyes, Moyes might see him as a good bonus for us, especially if we're under the cosh and counter-attacking play. Whether he can link up with a Bowen ahead of him as well, or if Antonio plays ahead of him there as well. Lots of ifs and buts. But I think there's a lot more pluses in his camp than negatives, so I would certainly keep him, but it's all performance based. But let us know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. Come over to Irons United. There's lots of videos coming, a lot more player profiles, a lot more general chit chat about the club and the players and the predicament that we find ourselves in. Right, catch you again. Ta-da now.